Hello everyone and welcome. Today, we are addressing a topic of utmost importance: the conclusion of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, as well as the imminent release of dozens of hostages. This major development in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a crucial step that has sparked both hope and global attention. The conflict between Israel and Hamas has resulted in years of tension, loss of life, and immeasurable suffering for the affected populations. Recurring hostilities, exchanges of fire, and efforts to reach a lasting agreement have marked this region for decades. As such, the announcement of a ceasefire and the release of hostages holds significance not only locally but also globally. The ceasefire agreement, as a concept, carries hopes for peace, stabilization, and reduction of suffering for civilians trapped in this persistent violence. It is also the result of intense negotiations, international mediation, and a willingness to end years of devastating conflict. The imminent release of hostages resonates as a glimmer of hope amid darkness, offering relief for the families involved and a possible easing of tensions. However, this progress should not be viewed in isolation. It is the product of multiple events, chain reactions, and persistent diplomatic efforts. In recent months, behind-the-scenes negotiations, public statements, and international pressure have shaped the landscape of the conflict. By incorporating these elements into our understanding of this ceasefire agreement and the upcoming release, we can grasp the nuances of this development and the possibilities it opens for the future of the region. The next step in our exploration will involve delving into the geopolitical, social, and historical context that has shaped this conflict and led to this momentous announcement. Join us as we embark on an in-depth analysis of these events and their broader implications for the region and beyond. Of course, I would be delighted to continue on this path. Buckle up as I enrich each section with compelling and captivating expressions. Let's start with a more detailed description of the context in persuasive writing. Let's dive into the depths of this complex saga that has shaped the history of the Middle East. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is rooted in claims of sovereignty, age-old cultural and religious tensions, and struggles for power and territory. It embodies a maelstrom of passions, pains, and hopes spanning generations, shaping lives, and defining destinies. The fronts of this conflict have often been marked by acts of bravery, despair, and resilience as lives are crushed in a macabre dance of aggression and retaliation. Stones, words, weapons, all have been hurled in a daily battle for recognition, justice, and survival. A true human drama has unfolded at the heart of these events, weaving a tapestry of individual stories of sorrow and endurance often overshadowed by the sound of gunfire and the crashing of walls. In this tangle of turmoil, voices have risen, mediators have attempted reconciliations, peace initiatives have been launched but often stifled under the weight of grievances, mistrust, and sparks of hostility. Yet, the yearning for peace has persisted like a fragile sprout pushing through the cracks of a devastated landscape. Furthermore, international geopolitical stakes have tinted this conflict with unexpected colors. Shifting alliances, economic and strategic interests have infused a global character into a conflict that has been locally rooted in many ways. The resonances of this struggle extend far beyond geographical borders, capturing the attention of the entire world and exerting a profound influence on the balance of regional powers. Thus, this tumultuous context stands in the background, shedding a harsh light on the complexity of the current situation. With these elements in mind, we are ready to explore the details of this historic agreement and the repercussions that this advancement could bring. Join us as we are about to open the doors to understanding, reflection, and hope. Absolutely. Let's continue on our journey by exploring the details of the ceasefire agreement and the release of hostages. This part promises to be just as captivating. The announcement of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas marks a pivotal turning point in this long-standing conflict. This agreement, the result of arduous negotiations and international mediation, represents much more than a mere pause in hostilities. It embodies tangible hope for lasting de-escalation, resumption of dialogue, and a path towards reconciliation. The key terms of this agreement go beyond just cessation of hostilities. They also encompass provisions aimed at alleviating humanitarian suffering, opening pathways for humanitarian aid, and creating a conducive framework for broader discussions on resolving deep-rooted grievances. This agreement thus reflects a bold step towards building peace based on mutual understanding, security, and dignity for all parties involved in this conflict. Furthermore, the potential impact of this agreement extends beyond regional borders. It sends a vibrant message about the ability of conflicting parties to seek peaceful solutions, overcome historical antagonisms, and lay the foundations for a safer and more prosperous future for generations to come. This hopeful breakthrough deserves to be examined from all angles, as its reverberations could have lasting implications for Middle Eastern geopolitics and beyond. The reactions of the parties involved are undoubtedly of paramount importance. The perspectives of local and international leaders, the insights of peace activists, and the voices of affected populations will provide crucial insights into the magnitude of this announcement. It is not only about capturing the rhythm of this advancement but also hearing the voices of women, men, and children whose lives are intimately connected to these developments. Thus, the echoes of this agreement, fueled by hope and caution, will resonate in our hearts and minds as we prepare to witness the evolution of this turning point in history. With that in mind, we are ready to delve deeper into this announcement full of promises and challenges. Now let's move on to the next section, which will focus on the imminent release of hostages. Buckle up, as we explore this aspect with equal passion and conviction. The news of the imminent release of dozens of hostages is a moment of profound human and political significance in this conflict. These hostages, caught in the midst of the turmoil of this conflict, embody the unspeakable suffering endured by individuals trapped in the grip of violence and geopolitics. Their imminent release, in addition to providing personal relief to the hostages and their families, symbolizes the hope for broader deliverance for all communities affected by this conflict. The release of hostages comes as a result of intense negotiations and acts of mediation, often carried out in the shadows, but imbued with a deep sensitivity for human life and a profound desire for peace and reconciliation. Indeed, each released human figure represents a triumph of compassion over cruelty, determination over despair, and hope over fear. Their stories, their long-awaited reunions with their loved ones, will carry within them the echo of resilient humanity in the face of the most ruthless adversity. In addition to this emotional aspect, the imminent release of hostages will lead to substantial political and social repercussions. The expected reactions of the families of the hostages, regional and international political actors, as well as peace observers, will offer a complex tapestry of perspectives and reflections on the impact of this event. These voices, strong and subtle at the same time, will shape how the announcement of this release will be integrated into the fabric of this complex tapestry of peace and conflict. As we approach this crucial moment, we are called to witness the awakening of new avenues towards reconciliation and healing for these individuals, but also for entire communities caught in the grip of this conflict. We are invited to remain attentive to these personal stories, often veiled by the sounds of boots and fiery speeches, but carrying within them the essence of hope and human resilience. With our gaze turned towards these striking developments, we are about to delve deeper into this mosaic of emotions and potential contained in this historic announcement. I hope that this passionate exploration of the imminent release of hostages has captured your interest and immersed you further in the complexity of this situation. If you have any additional questions or specific requests, I am here to address them. Alright, let's continue with an in-depth analysis and perspectives on the long-term implications of this historic agreement. Let's dwell on the reflections prompted by this pivotal announcement. The announcement of this ceasefire agreement and the imminent release of hostages resonates far beyond its immediate scope. It prompts deep reflections on the nature of conflicts, on human capacity to overcome differences and embrace the path of reconciliation. This advancement embodies a symbol of hope, a spark carrying the promise of lasting peace and peaceful coexistence. On a broader level, this agreement calls for a rethinking of conflict narratives. It opens spaces for renewed dialogue, for an authentic exploration of the aspirations, pains, and hopes of each party involved. It represents an opportunity to rebuild bridges where there were walls, to cultivate trust where there was mistrust, and to forge alliances where there were antagonisms. Furthermore, this agreement calls us to consider with clarity the challenges ahead. The peace and reconstruction process will likely enter a delicate phase requiring patience, commitment, and perseverance. Old wounds may be slow to heal, promises of peace may be fragile, and opposing forces may be formidable. Nevertheless, this agreement represents a crucial milestone on the path to conflict resolution, a starting point towards transforming decades of mistrust into a shared vision of peaceful coexistence and harmony. We must also consider the repercussions of this agreement at regional and international levels. Diplomatic ties, security dynamics, and aspirations for peaceful coexistence in a troubled Middle East will undoubtedly be influenced by this advancement. Regional and global actors will be on the lookout for reactions, strategy adjustments, and opportunities arising from this historic step. As we deeply examine this progress, with its glimmer of hope and shades of challenges, we stand at the threshold of a broader exploration of the promises and perils that this agreement will bring. We are called to remain vigilant, empathetic, and engaged in the process of reconciliation and peace on the horizon. In the next section, we will delve into future perspectives, discussing the challenges and opportunities that will emerge following this historic agreement. Get ready to explore the upcoming horizons with equal enthusiasm. As we contemplate the aftermath of this ceasefire agreement and the release of hostages, we are faced with a series of daunting challenges but also promising opportunities. Challenges will abound, ranging from rebuilding communities torn apart by decades of conflict to restoring trust among once warring factions, to reintegrating fighters and rehabilitating war-inflicted traumas. The urgent need for material, social, and psychological reconstruction will take immediate priority. Special attention must be given to building stable institutions, revitalizing devastated infrastructure, and creating sustainable livelihoods for affected populations. The resilience of communities, their ability to rebuild from the ashes, will be key elements in these next stages. Simultaneously, the opportunities presented by this agreement should not be underestimated. This is a moment to cultivate renewed alliances, initiate collaborative projects, and forge once elusive partnerships. These opportunities, if seized with determination and wisdom, can breathe new life into the region, offer economic, social, and political prospects, and chart a promising path towards a future of peace and shared prosperity. Nevertheless, these aspirations cannot materialize without firm commitment, evident willingness from involved parties, and continuous support from the international community. This process of peacebuilding, reconstruction, and reconciliation will require infinite patience, unwavering resolve, and deep empathy towards the pain and aspirations of all parties involved. Furthermore, the path ahead will demand constant vigilance against forces opposing peace, persistent dynamics of violence, and divisions that could compromise the journey towards lasting stability. This will call for unwavering international cooperation, effective monitoring mechanisms, and ongoing support to solidify the foundations of emerging peace. Thus, as we look towards the future, we are entrusted with the crucial duty to identify these challenges, seize these opportunities, and guide the emerging trajectory with wisdom, compassion, and determination. We are called to be architects of a future built on mutual understanding, reconciliation, and peace. I hope this exploration of future perspectives after this agreement has allowed you to visualize the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. If you would like me to address other aspects or if you have any additional questions, please let me know. Dear viewers, we hope that this video has helped you to better understand the importance and implications of the ceasefire agreement in the region. We have covered all key aspects of this event, starting with the history of the conflict and examining the potential impact of this agreement on the region. We have emphasized the importance of understanding the historical context of the conflict, as it allows for a better understanding of the current issues and challenges facing the region. By understanding the roots of the conflict, we can better appreciate the significance of the ceasefire agreement and its potential implications for peace and stability in the region. We have also examined the reactions of different stakeholders to this agreement, highlighting the hopes and concerns expressed by local communities, political leaders, and the international community. Understanding these diverse perspectives is essential to grasp the complexity of the situation and to consider sustainable solutions. Lastly, we have discussed the importance of staying informed about further developments. Ceasefire agreements are often fragile and require careful monitoring to ensure compliance and effective contribution to conflict resolution. Therefore, we encourage you to continue following the evolving situation and staying informed about efforts to consolidate this agreement and promote peace in the region. We would like to sincerely thank all our viewers for their interest and commitment to such important topics. Understanding global issues and being informed about international events is crucial for building a more peaceful and just world. Your curiosity and open-mindedness are valuable assets, and we hope that this video has helped deepen your understanding of this crucial event. In conclusion, we encourage you to stay informed, continue asking questions, and seek to understand global issues. Together, we can contribute to a better world. Thank you again for your support and interest. Stay connected for further updates on this topic and other current events. Best regards, Maxwell Brain.